Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2011 Battle for the Bag Draft Lottery. We're here with your hosts, James Cabezas, Kent Yoon, and production assistant, Christopher Burns.
Yep.
We're going to give you a little recap before we get things going here. Reminder, here's an overview of the rules. 10-team league, $100 buy-in. I expect everyone to pay up to Charton. Those payouts are in $420, $175, $125, and $20 increments. You know your rosters, 6 points for all TDs. Remember, we cap those transactions at 12, so no funny business. $100 for those waiver acquisitions. Trades, only 2 pre-draft trades, I reiterate 2, but unlimited picks during the draft for those of you that'll be there live. And then franchising, players can be kept once following year of original draft, can be kept between 3 and 0 players, and if 2 players are kept in the same round, one of the players must be kept with the next highest available selection.
Can you keep a defense?
Now before we get going on 2011, let's take a look at the 2010 season. Aaron Watt and High Rock Rams came back out on top. Kent Yoon, in his second season, got his backwash. Keedy took down Cabezas' best effort in years for the third place trophy. Cabezas' worst nightmare occurred coming off the stand. AJ and Charton just, consolation. Come on.
Sure.
The 2 Watts, not doing a whole lot at the bottom. And then Burns and Dysky, my lord, what happened? Not even participating in 15 and 16. So let's take a look at the rest of these squads in some more detail. So our 10th place finisher, Daisuke Yasutaki, is entering his 10th year in the league with the Sleepy Mexicans. 1 title to his name in the 13th Battle of the Bag. 3 and 11 last year, putrid. 8% chance at the number 1 pick. He's going to be losing Miles Austin in the offseason. He's got a few potential keepers, but the cupboard is not exactly stocked.
You know what, James? Looking at those potential keepers, it's not a shocker that he finished 3 and 11.
No.
When Austin Collie makes that list, good luck to you, my friend.
Look at this coconut face. Compliments of yours truly. Burns, one of the original founder members, 3 titles to his name, but 2010 was not the season he wanted. 5 and 9, no consolation bracket, 8% chance at the number 1 overall pick. He's going to be missing some big dogs with Rogers, Rice, and Stewart all leaving town. But he does have some options for the 2011 season. Hometown boy Wes Welker, Macklin, Hakeem Stevie Nicks, and Mike Williams of the losing bet variety.
As the manager of said squad, the fact that Ryan Terrain made my list, I deserve the previous pie to the face.
He looks like a creamy Phantom of the Opera.
Is that marijuana Pepsi?
She must be supplying Nate Newton's stash. Got Ezzy Watt, established in 03. Tough 8th place finish with a 7-7 record. 12% odds of that number 1 pick. He's going to be missing Jones Drew, along with a couple other useless running backs. But he does have some keeper options on the table for this upcoming season. Which direction he goes, only some marijuana and Pepsi can tell.
Not a surprise here that he had Ricky Williams on the squad. Not sure how the stash is going to react to not having a consistent dealer on the team.
Or Tim Hightower.
Well played.
And thus, we are brought to Mr. Glass, whose ego was shattered last year. He's a founding member, and ever since ripping off 4 straight, he's added 1 more to his name. 7th place regular season finish with that 7-7 record. 16% chance at the number 1 overall pick, though. He'll be losing a number of key wideouts. Andre Johnson and Roddy White, and a bell cow back. But he does have a number of potential keepers, including Mr. Adrian Peterson. So he also has a Rapelessberger, so he could really do something there.
Yes, Yes, he could.
Now, we're really probably being too kind to the Conch Blowers by showing this glorious image as his headshot, but when you win the title last year, you get to reap some of the benefits. Jordan's got 3 titles to his name since joining in '98, though a disappointing 6th place regular season finish with a 6-8 record. His odds at the #1 pick is 20% now, coming up second in that constellation. He really has very few key departures with just Deshaun Jackson. And that list of potential keepers is, well, we made it robust, and I'm not quite sure why.
Wherever you keep Brent Selleck, you're probably not going to have a lot of key departures after that. Deshaun Jackson and Brent Selleck, go Eagles, I guess.
Well, he does have Vic.
Go Eagles.
That is some serious crap. Or scraps. Or scrapes. Who knows? Typos, be damned.
The editor didn't make it in time.
Now this wonky-eyed bastard really did not have a great season, but he put himself in a solid position for the #1 pick, coming out with the 5th overall finish. He's gonna be losing a couple key guys, but not really. 2 quarterbacks and a useless running back out of Arizona. Compliments of the trade with Cabezas last offseason. But he has some potential keepers. He leveraged that Peyton Hillis pickup. That Mike Williams bet really turned out nicely, huh, Burns?
That's true, but I did hedge with a tremendous bet against Charton to even money. For the record, Charton, you owe AJ $20.
To be paid at draft day. And McFadden in the 13th. That's a pretty penny.
Don't fear the Madden curse.
Yeesh, looks like I just looked at how my season finished last year. I've been around since the beginning with only 2 titles. I turned my greatest regular season into a disappointing 4th place finish. I put myself really against the odds of getting a very good pick this year with only a 3% shot at #1. Key departures, some studs leaving town. And potential keepers, well, aside from Arian Foster and Des Off-Field Bryant, not really sure what the Cabezas franchise is going to go. But those trail mixers will be mixing something up, that's for sure.
Yup, I got nothing on this here, James. I got nothing. Ken?
Dollar bills, y'all. That's what this Jimmy Keedy is looking for in his 3rd year in the league. Still not a title to his name, but not to be disappointed. Look at how pie-eyed he is. 3rd place finish last year, 8-6 record, gives him 5% chance at that #1 overall pick this year. In terms of key departures, not much to worry about. Just Vernon Davis leaving town, but he has quite a number of off-season decisions to make. A couple of QBs with Brady and Ryan, a couple of running backs with Ben Jarvis and Forte, and then not to mention the wide receivers. So some decisions to be had for this fellow.
Question, will Orty be part of those decisions?
Absolutely. Next question.
I figure Orty was just an optical illusion this entire season. Or was it?
This squad has a healthy appetite for finishing in 2nd place. Kent's heading into his 3rd season, but coming off a very sound 2nd place finish, 9-5 regular season record, leaving him with just a 2% chance of that #1 pick, so low expectations. Key departures, he's going to be losing a number of guys, including a couple of running back studs, Peyton Manning and Megatron. But potential keepers, he's pretty much got everyone in the Tampa Bay market cornered, as well as Kenny, I love marijuana Pepsi Britt, and Brandon Lloyd, where the fuck did I come from?
Got a lot of good clubhouse guys right here. You can tell that right off the bat. Garrett Blount coming off a nice charitable season. Kenny Britt, I think he was also volunteering somewhere, either that or raping women. I'm not sure. It's one of the 2.
DUI, I believe.
DUI could also be the instance.
You mess with the Rams, you get the Horns. Everybody fears his team. Only been around a few years, couple titles to his name, another last year, and always seems to be in the thick of it. A 1% chance of that #1 overall pick, but you never know what happens. He's going to be losing a trio of running backs next year, starting with CJ, Jamal Charles, and the recently abuser, Cedric Benson. But he'll have a few options. I'm not really sure what direction he'll go, but he's got a few decisions to make this offseason, so we'll see how it plays out and where he lands in the draft.
Definitely best logo in the league, though, regardless of what happens.
What about that guy with the pie in the face?
Pie in the face is no Ram.
So now it's time to set the stage for the draft lottery itself. AJ's got the best shot with 25% at that #1 pick. Charton comes in second with 20%, Mr. Glass at 16%, the Stash with 12%, the two losers in the middle with 8% apiece. Keedy gets a 5% shot, those trail mixers with 3%, Yoon with a 2% chance at #1, and then Aaron Watt with a single %.
That's what we're playing for, everybody.
Gold standard.